Good morning. Last night was absolutely miserable. Uh, Wind coming through at 60 miles an hour at a minimum. Um, Naturally, I had to bring the sails in because at those kind of speeds, I run the risk of losing sheets. Catamarans have a propensity to flip over in high winds like that. Do what's called kiting. It's all bad. So anyway, here I am putting along, and I get the low battery alarm. That's been happening with the whole solar battery house bank BS, and generator wouldn't start, and so the alarms won't shut up, and that's stress-inducing. And then the lights are getting dimmer, and that's sketch. And while the radar's still running, we've got a massive ship somewhere off my 1 o'clock coming straight this direction. Anyways, lose all power, autopilot, radar, VHF, navigation lights, everything. Engine was running. See, even though there's a dual alternator on the starboard engine, that alternator that is put there to charge the house batteries doesn't do so. So, with flashlight, take apart the entire generator. Mind you, the boat is absolutely the entire time. I can't see anything I'm doing. Take apart the entire generator. I'm like drying every sort of connection, every component, shaking out the filters, absolutely everything. Nothing was working. I got into my stash of extra lithium batteries. I ran a jumper cable from one of them to the battery bank. It was promising, but not enough really, because I have 6 batteries anyway. So then I was just like, what am I gonna do? Every time I'm walking away, the boat's just, I'm not putting neutral, I'm just spinning around, getting absolutely hammered by wind. I mean, the amount off course that I got in this 4 hours I was fighting this was unbelievable. En route now, making up for that. But anyway, eventually I get some super long jumper cables, and then I run them from the engine battery on the starboard side through the cabin up into the salon, under the couch to the battery bank. We got power to about 10.5. I was able to get my instruments back up at least. I tried to lock autopilot, it would keep losing, the heading was off. Anyway, but it wouldn't quite. I think I only got up to 11.2. It was plateauing at that point. But I was able to try to get my navigation lights and get a little bit safer. I keep the generator put back together, and by the grace of God, it started. Finally started. So got relatively charged up. I was hopeful for the morning, the sun coming up, solar taking over, but that is not looking very promising today. So yeah, last night was super stressful. Lost progress in terms of my location and where I'm at, and stuff I've been working on internally, because handling stuff like this, it was tricky. It was super tricky. Things have calmed down substantially. I mean, I'm rocking and rolling here a little bit, but the wind is 20 knots now, I thought. Yeah, it was super hairy, grateful, I guess, in turn for the teaching moment, and constantly having to remind myself and persevere through remaining level-headed in this moment. But yeah, no, it sucked. It really, really sucked. So anyway, this expedition is nearing its next chapter. I'm getting towards an ending point for now anyway. Looking probably 9, maybe 10 more days, just depending. Like I said, I'm really far in the wrong directions. So I don't know. You see, I've got tools and batteries and stuff. I mean, it's a wreck in here. All this thing is. Anyway, it's all like loose, but I got it to work. So, oh, and to top it off, the reason I stopped running the alternator and the engine is because that bilge is full of motor oil now. Yeah. So, maybe like breather tube, something's like clogged up. I don't know. Head gasket. I don't know. Really hard to do on a small little diesel like this, but it's a lot of oil in that bilge. So that sucks. And then that engine's out of fuel. And trying to make the switch was really dangerous last night. And so, anyway, had to persevere, had to lock in, had to get the generator going. Hoping for some sunshine. I'm exhausted, but I'm grateful and I'm happy. Ish. And I hope everybody's good.